Hey, I'm Sonic Kim, America's face of dating. And today, the topic of today's, I guess you could say, newsletter from a viewer is how to make a comeback from nothing. So, as you guys probably know a little bit about myself, I made quite the comeback when I was younger as well. My parents went through bankruptcy and went through a really abusive divorce. And by that point, I got pulled out of my house by the cops, me and my brother did, then placed into a shelter. And so I grew up a lot of my life in this shelter, basically like 20, 30 minutes from my house. There was barbed wire around the shelter. Felt like I was in prison, to be honest. But by the time I got into dating, my confidence was shot. My clothes were too small because we really couldn't afford the money for new clothes. And so when I got into dating, it just seemed really difficult just to talk to the girls and be with the women that I wanted. I was like, how the fuck do I do that? Why are there so many guys out there that I see that I could treat the girl, I could treat her better than this guy? But for some reason, she just wouldn't, she wouldn't choose me. I'd always get the let's just be friends text, or I don't see you in a romantic way text. And so that's gonna be the topic of this guy's letter, I guess, that he wrote into me on Instagram. But me and this guy actually started off on the wrong foot because he booked in a call and said that he was inquiring about my program, but it kind of sounded like he just wanted to get free advice from the call and said, hey, I just want to get, he basically was saying that he just wanted free advice on the call and just didn't really want to consider doing my program. And I told him, look, dude, I'm not going to do that. Me and my team, we're way too fucking busy with the guys that actually are serious and want to do my program. So if you guys do book in a call with me, only book in a call if you have the financial resources to do something like this and you're ready to change. Don't hop on the call with I'll think about maybe doing this, bro. Just don't even book in the call at that point. It's just, don't waste my time, right? And especially don't hop on the call if you're just expecting to get free advice. The people that say they're hopping on the call because they want free advice, or the people that are just going to hit me with an I'll think about it, they never actually get the results with their dating life because they're just not serious enough to put in the work to get that. And so with this guy, we started off on the wrong foot, and he got kind of disrespectful in the DMs. And so I was like, look, man, this is how it is. If you don't like that, don't follow me. Go follow somebody else, basically. And I must give it to the guy, though, because he did apologize. He's like, hey, man, I was disrespectful. I was kind of rude, but just wondering if you could help me with the situation. I was like, sure, man, write in an email. And maybe I'll make it into a newsletter, which I am. Now, congratulations. So his email goes, I grew up without a father. When I was young, my mom worked 2 jobs to make sure I had food, toys, and the basics. That's how it was for me as well, man. My mom was basically the provider when I was growing up because I have a lot of repressed memories, I feel like, because my dad, I don't know if he wasn't in the picture or what was really happening for a couple of years, but I remember my mom was basically paying a lot of the bills. Or at least seems that way. Maybe my dad was behind the scenes giving money. I'm not really sure. But I had to work a mascot job, where I dressed up as a costume person to get paid, and basically that was all for my mom to basically get food for us and feed us and gave me the money to be able to do sports like football and shit like that. And at those events too, I'd be stealing food to bring home as well. He said, even though she provided everything I needed, the pain of my father's abandonment stayed with me. Of course, man, I believe that every child needs a father figure in their life. Every child that I've seen without a father figure, they're kind of a fuck up. Or they were a fuck up, but they changed it in some way. Not to be as harsh. But a lot of people that I know that don't have a father figure in their life, they never really turned out as good as the people that I've seen with a really, really strong father figure in their life. That also means, too, if the father figure is not a strong father figure, he's just kind of a father, but not a father figure, that could also still wind you in the same exact place, struggling with relationships, because in relationships, you need a strong foundation of a masculine role and a feminine role. Society today is the enemy trying to tell you everyone's equal and this and that, and that's just going to really fuck up your relationship. Please don't listen to it. That's just going to lead you to divorce. He says, when I was just 5 or 6, my mom and I moved to a new country for a job opportunity that promised a better life. But it was hard. Dude, moving sucks, bro. Moving sucks. Look at that circle cube right there, man. Almost done with my drink here. Moving sucks, man. I moved like 12 times by the time I was 18. Maybe it was more than that. I wrote about it in my book, the exact number, but it was fucking ridiculous, dude. I moved like every other year of my life. We lived in a cramped, unsafe apartment, and I struggled to adapt to an unfamiliar place. It's tough, man. School was tough. I barely spoke the language. And I was bullied, isolated with no support from my father. The constant struggle affected me, leading to anger and self-control issues as I grew older. By the time I was 10 or 11, my mom couldn't bear to see me come home, beaten down and exhausted, so she made the difficult choice to send me back to Greece. Even there, I faced the same problem. It was like I was always just trying to survive. During this time, I was angry, lazy, and lost. Well, dude, you know what is behind anger? It's always fear. That is always behind anger. When you are angry about something, it means you fear something. You fear something happening, or you fear losing something. Look at every single, movie where someone's angry. It's because he fears something that could happen in the future, or potentially losing something. I sometimes spoke badly to my grandparents. Maybe you feared losing your mother. Maybe you feared losing your life. I don't know. It could be one of those things. I sometimes spoke badly to my grandparents, the very people who had cared for me as a child. Eventually, my mom stepped in, setting strict rules and pushing me to change. I mean, dude, hurt people at the end of the day. If you're a hurt person, you're going to hurt other people. And you got to realize that about yourself, because everything you say and do is a reflection of how you feel about yourself in a moment. I used to get bullied a ton growing up. Took a lot of bullying because my pants were too fucking short because we couldn't afford pants. It's just one of the many things, but I took a lot of fucking bullying. And then by the time I got into like college, I started bullying other people, and I was like, why the fuck am I doing this, dude? I was like, did it make me feel strong? Did it make me feel powerful? And I stopped bullying people once I heard the quote, everything you say and do is a reflection about how you feel about yourself. And I realized that I was starting to become the bully that bullied me because I was insecure about myself. And I was like, I had to look internally to fix that. You cannot fix internal issues looking externally. You can only see them externally, but you can't fix them externally. You have to fix them through your thoughts internally. And you must respect your grandparents at the end of the day, man, especially if they cared for you. If they were just douchebags, didn't take care of you, had no, like your father. People are like, oh, respect thy mother and thy father in the Bible. If my father just kind of abandoned me, I'd be like, I forgive you, but I'm not going to respect you. That's just how it is going to be at the end of the day. Because in my opinion, you shouldn't respect someone who just nutted in a pussy. Anyone can do that. So it takes someone to earn my fucking respect, man. So that's something me and the Bible don't agree on. Respect thy mother and thy father. If thy mother and thy father were actually mother and thy father figures in your life, then yes, I think you deserve that respect. But I don't think that a father or a dad deserves respect because he nutted in your mom's pussy. I don't think that deserves the respect, man, unless he actually raised you like a fucking man and paid your bills and took care of you and made you into a man. Then you should respect him. My humble opinion, of course. You have to earn my respect in life. My respect is not given. Eventually, my mom stepped in, setting strict rules and pushing me to change. You needed to. And you need to again still. It was tough, with countless arguments and many painful moments, but I gradually began to become a better version of myself through the support and hard work. At the end of the day, dude, if you're arguing with your mom, it means you don't understand women. Men that argue with women don't understand women. That's just the facts. Because arguing is purely logical. Arguing is logical. And so women are emotional, which means you don't need to argue with a woman. You can talk it out. Be emotional. Be playful. Be like, Mom, Mom, when I get rich someday, I'm going to take care of you and I'm going to retire you. When she's mad at you and she's frustrated with you, be like, hey, don't be so frustrated, because when I get rich, I'm going to take care of you and retire you one day. So what kind of car do you want? I bet that'll stop the argument. Now, though, our relationship has hit a different kind of challenge. We argue almost daily over small things. Again, I just told you how to fix that. Forgetting to load the dishwasher, leaving glass in my room, etc. These conflicts last for hours and it's exhausting. My mom still brings up my past mistakes, even though I've worked hard to change. Well, dude, you got to change and become confident. Be like, well, what do you need from me, Mama? You know I love you. You know I'm going to take care of you. What do you need? What's bothering you? Chances are, dude, like, you gotta set some standards as well and be like, look, like, I apologize that I left the dishwasher like whatever unloaded. But what's bothering you? Like, what's on your mind? You don't yell at me usually over a dishwasher. Like, what's going on? Talk to her, dude. Like, connect with your mom that way. She probably needs a connection, bro. She probably gets mad because there's no fucking father figure in her life raising you, dude. She's probably frustrated. You should talk it out with her, man, and figure it out and figure out a way to make it work with her, dude. These conflicts last, and you should be fucking clean, bro. Like, you shouldn't be leaving glass in your room, fucking dirty dishes and shit in your room, bro. It's fucking disgusting. Like, you should be a clean person, bro. You should clean your shit. Like, it's not hard to do, bro. Like, there was a guy, I think it might have been Bill Gates. I forget exactly who, but they said that if they're going to hire somebody, they ask to go see the state and condition of their car. And when they go look at your car and it's fucking dirty and there's bottles on the floor and shit, it's dirty as fuck. I had this one friend, couldn't even open his fucking Honda door without bottles falling out onto the fucking street. It's disgusting. I felt disgusting sitting in that. He was a funny motherfucker, man. He was very charismatic, but goddamn, dude, he was a mess. And he actually asked to start working for me, and I was like, dude, I can't. I kind of joked. I was like, bro, you remember how dirty your car used to be, man? How is it now? And he was like, oh yeah, man, it's still dirty as fuck. And I was like, I ain't hiring this guy. Because if he's dirty with his car and dirty with his shit, how are you going to be organized in your life, bro? You should clean your shit, man. If I was your father, I'd fucking spank you, bro, if I saw dirty glasses in your room. These conflicts last for hours and it's exhausting because the issue isn't the dishwasher, bro. It's fucking deeper than that. My mom still brings up my past mistakes. Again, it's deeper than that. If she's bringing up past mistakes, it means that there is unresolved conflict there that you need to talk to her about, man to fucking woman. I've worked hard to change. Don't work hard to change, bro. Figure out the root of the issue. What is more important, bro? To be problem aware or solution aware? Problem aware. Because how can you solve for something if you don't know what the problem is? It's like, let's think of a problem. Let's say that something's on fire, but you don't know what fire is and how to put it out. So, by putting the fire out, you pour gasoline on it. That's what your solution is to putting out the fire. Is that going to work? No, because you don't know the problem, bro. If you don't understand what fire is and why it's there, pouring gasoline is just going to make it worse, man. My dad won the Indy 500 as the crew chief mechanic, and he said that one day in the middle of fucking winter, they had to go to the track, test the Indy car. They said they couldn't get the fucking fire. They're freezing their fucking ass off, man. It was like Arizona, I think, in the winter, man. It was freezing over there in the mountains. And so they said they took race car fuel, and dumped it on the fucking fire. And they said that it was like a mini nuke. It's hilarious. Warmed them up. He said, just give me some time to he said, I've worked hard to change. I've told her I'm sorry for who I was, but I'm not. Again, dude, like, I wouldn't apologize for who you were. I would just not be that person anymore. He says, just give me some time to prove that. She's having spills from the slightest shake, and this has been going on for way too long. It feels like I'm trapped in a cycle of arguments that are wearing me down mentally and emotionally. Well, as Einstein said, dude, if insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. You keep arguing with her, you keep doing the same shit, you have to change something about your process here, which is you have to get to the root of the issue and talk it out and just be like, hey, like, you usually don't yell at me about a dishwasher. Like, what, how was work today? Was that what happened today? Be the man in her life that she never fucking had, bro. Despite the material comforts my mom provides, I want more than this. I want to achieve my own dreams, be financially very wealthy, and build a stable, loving family of my own someday. Well, if you want that, then you have to take action to get that. It's not just going to magically appear on your fucking lap. But I feel stuck. I am not yet old enough to leave, and every conversation I try to have about this turns into another argument. It's hard to stay motivated when I'm drained from these constant battles over such small things, but I know I need to find a way to break free of this for my own peace and future. I just told you how to do that. I really hope that you can give me effective advice on this matter as a successful individual. Well, I believe that I've given you all the advice that you probably need on this topic. Now you just have to go execute it, bro. And on that note, if you guys are considering my program like this guy and other members, you can do so. You can book in a call with me or my team using the link in the description below. I'm laughing because Don't book in the call if you just want free advice. This is not what the call is for, man. It is to talk things out with you, see what your problems are, see if we can actually help you, and see if you would be a perfect fit for my mentorship and my program, and see if we can help you. Like right now, dude, if you live in the US, we have a system that'll let you break it down to $120 a month. If you're outside of the US, that's kind of tough. We'll have to figure out other different platforms to do it. But if you're in the US, you can actually get that deal right now. And it's like, if you can't even invest $120 a month into your dating life, if you're in the US, you really don't deserve that high quality woman. And honestly, I wouldn't even prefer that. I just prefer to pay in full, because the man that pays in full always gets results in my program very quickly. And so you can book in that call using the link in the description below. You can also message me on Instagram if you would like to inquire about what I do a little bit more. Just say you're directly from YouTube so I can prioritize you, because we get a lot of messages right now. But on that note, I'm Son Kim, America's face of dating. I'll see you guys next time.